Hello everybody! I hope you're having a wonderful day or night, whatever time it might be for you. You don't normally see this. We have Viognier and Genevieve in their plain white onesies laying on a boppy lounger. Their legs kind of hang off a little bit. I'm coming on because remember, if you watched my last video, I said I wanted to do a topic video. And I am coming on. I would love for sculptors to chime in on this, but I don't know if any sculptors do YouTube channels or make videos. I follow several on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm trying to think offhand if I've seen any that do regular videos. Anyway, but artists and even collectors, if you know the answers to what I'm about to ask, please tell me. Don't guess, because I've kind of guessed all these years myself, but I haven't come to any conclusions that make sense in my brain. So I am putting it out there to see if anybody out there knows. Remember, I came from the porcelain doll collecting world, and in the porcelain doll world, when a doll is cast, it is given an edition number. Not only is the neck given that number, but so is the card. So the card and the actual doll match. That was one thing that kind of baffled me when I got my first baby. Came with a COA, and she didn't have the number on her neck. I did look for that, and I thought, that's odd. So clearly they're two different worlds. So I've come to understand that the kits that we as artists purchase don't have the number embedded or written on the neck. Got that. Not sure why, but got it. I guess they would have to because it's vinyl that's coming off of a die or a mold, to change every number. That would be very grueling. So I understand that I might have kit number 4, but it might have rolled off, come out of the mold at 460. I get that it's not, the numbers don't match. My question is, and the reason I have Viognier and Genevieve here, is and this is what actually, these two babies here are what made me as an artist. I mean, I always looked at the details on kits, but it made me a little more hyper aware of certain things. And as you all know, I've said in the past that I have a Frida kit that I was originally going to have as a keeper baby, and I don't know that I will now, and this is why. This will explain why. Not that she's not a lovely kit, she's gorgeous. But here's what I would like to understand. I don't recall off the top of my head. Their kits are Wilma, Viognier is Wilma, and Genevieve is the Fridolin kit. Fridolin was created first, her kit came out first, then Wilma, then Frida, and now there's Fritzy, who is quote-unquote Genevieve Fridolin's twin. And there are a few other artists that have done this in the past year or so. And so here's what I'm trying to understand. Each of these kits, Wilma and Fridolin, have a limited edition number. Again, I don't know it off the top of my head. I should have checked their cards. But we're going to use 1,000 just to be simplistic. So when the Fridolin kit was made, there were 1,000 of her, let's say, which came with, for the artist, the head, the 2 arms, and the 2 legs. She has no belly plate, no torso or anything. So she is one of that edition. I don't remember what her number is. No, she's not number 1 in the edition, but she is one of that limited edition. So when I began painting, first of all, when I began collecting, I looked for the Fridolin. I loved this face. And I kept looking on eBay and Etsy for a completed Fridolin because I was not painting yet. She was painted by Letha of Baby Mine Nursery. I've had her almost 4 years. In May, she'll have been with me 4 years. When I did start painting and Corolla came out with the Wilma sculpt, I got super excited. Ordered 2 of her, actually. And I painted this one, and then I sold the other kit because she became my keeper. When I was painting her, what I noticed was the only difference in their face is the mouth. Everything else is the same. The ears are the same, the furrowed brow, the eye shape, everything is the same except the mouth. However, the limbs are identical. They're all 3/4 limbs. If you look at the shape of the fingers on each hand, even the wrinkles, you can see it like on the knee. See those 2 lines there? Then look on this knee. You see those 2 lines there. So then she came out with Frida. Frida has a little bit different to her face, mainly the same. Limbs are identical. Fritzy has the same Fridolin head, same arms, but standing legs, straight legs. My question is, if the Fridolin sculpt is, say, 1 of 1,000, but then the limbs are now cast, in this case, fully for 2 other kits, and then the arms are cast for a 4th kit, I don't understand how that is a limited edition of whatever Fridolin's edition is, and I'm saying 1,000 just because I can't recall. Is the edition set by the head? But then that I get confused because Fritzy has the same face as Fridolin. Same head, same arms, different legs. So they obviously kept the mold from Fridolin for the limbs and have re-poured, or I don't know what in vinyl, I think you pour, in porcelain it's called pouring. I don't know if it's pouring in vinyl, but they have reused the molds now for 3.5 babies because Fritzy has different legs. And then the head has been used twice on a baby. So should the addition then be multiplied times that many times? That's what I'm confused by. What brought this about, I am painting Asriel right now, and when I was washing his kit last weekend, I thought these limbs look kind of familiar. And I looked it up, and now there's an Asriel Awake, which is who I am painting, and then there's an Asriel Asleep. The only difference in those 2 kits is Asriel Asleep has full arms, whereas Asriel Awake has 3/4 arms. But Keiko has the exact same limbs then as Asriel Asleep because they're full limbs. So that's my question. If the sculptor just changes the head out, is the addition set by the head? But then if they only change like a little bit to the mouth, I mean, same 2 teeth, I mean, just the mouth shape has changed. That's the only difference. So if anybody knows the answer, I would really, really appreciate it because I am trying to understand that. And I have, I've always bought kits that I have to see a vision with the kit. I have to see the raw kit. I look at fine details like ears, hands, the bend of the leg now, certain things as I have progressed as an artist that I have my preferences of things I like to paint. But I just don't understand the meaning limited edition within the Reborn kits. That's my question. Does anybody know the classification for limited edition when it comes to the Reborn kits? Because I would love to know, and I've looked online. I've asked several other artists. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, and I would like to know that just out of curiosity. Because again, as I said, I was a porcelain doll collector for many, many years, and when an edition, let's say there was 1,000 of a certain porcelain doll created, at the end of the 1,000, the mold was broken. Obviously, that's not happening, and so I'm just curious, really. I really would love to know the answer. So if you know it, please let me know. And yeah, I guess that's it. I was going to dress them, but I think I will come back and do Mia's tag in a separate video, and I'll dress them while I answer her tag. That way, this is just the topic video. So please, if you know the answer to this, and I'm not trying to create a problem like for Carola Wegerich pointing this out. I really am curious. And for those of you who noticed, Vigennier is taller than Genevieve. I had a custom body made for her that is longer. So she is a tad taller than Genevieve is. Her body was custom made by her artist, and it's a bit shorter, and so she is taller than her twin here. And Frida was going to make triplets for me, but as I said, I don't think I'll be keeping that baby. I will probably eventually paint her, but that's partially why, because I already have two babies with identical hands and legs, and I know twin A and twin B had the same legs, but the arms and the heads were a bit different. Obviously, the mouths were very different. I have my twins, Saffron and Sapphira, which are made from the Heavenly kit. But when you purposefully paint two of the same kit to be twins, it's different to me than having two different kits that have identical limbs. Does that make sense? Anyway, if anybody knows the answer, I would sure appreciate some light being shed upon this for me. So thank you so very much for listening, and these two lovelies send y'all some kisses. Look how sweet they are. Let's try to cover up her body a little bit. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.